We have created 3 PHP files for this process. It works just fine like this, but it's a far more common practice to route all 3 of these activities through a single PHP file. We can use conditionals in that one file to execute the code for each activity in different circumstances. Let's open up contact.php. Right now this file only displays the contact form. Let's modify it to handle the form submission as well, using the code from contactprocess.php. Let's first change this action attribute on the form to contact.php so that the information will get sent to this PHP file. In fact, this is the default behavior if you leave the action parameter blank or omit it altogether. Unless you specify otherwise, the form will automatically submit back to the same page. We now need to set up this file to handle the form submission. We can move the code from contactprocess.php over here. Once we've moved the code, it's safe to delete this file. We now need to write a conditional around this code we just pasted in so that it only executes when form values have been submitted to it. Remember when we set the method attribute on our form to post? On regular requests for a web page, the method is get. But with a submission from our contact form, we have instead specified a method of post. We can check the request method using another special PHP variable called _server. Just like the special _post variable we looked at earlier, _server is an array with multiple elements in it. The element we want to check is called request method. Let's add a conditional that checks the request method. If the request method is post, then we want to execute this block of code. Remember to use the double equal sign here to compare 2 values. The single equal sign is used to assign a value. If the request method is not post, then we'll skip over this code block, and the contact form will be displayed like normal. But if the request method is post, we'll read the information from the submitted form, we'll send an email, and then we'll set the HTTP header that will redirect the browser to the thank you page. One last thing we need to add here. After we set the header, it's a good practice to use PHP's exit command. This immediately stops any more of the PHP code in the file from running, and the browser will redirect to the thank you page.